Well, Adam, your articulated dump truck is done. Your, what is it, a Cat D250. Some fellow in Germany actually scratch built this machine, I believe. And it had some damage in shipping. The back fender separated from the cab. This panel separated from the cab. And the steps on the that go up on the back, I'll show you those later. Those were broken off. And I got them fixed up pretty good. They could use some paint where some paint came off, but I don't have anything that matches. So I didn't want to put something that's off on there. I'd rather just wait and we'll find touch-up paint that'll match it, or something. I can even mix up paints if I have to. But the light system setup is just like most of the systems I use in most of your trucks, Adam. You put the switch in one direction to go to each next stage. There's so much, it's so bright, so much glare off of the camera. There, I can see a little bit better now. I also added these side marker lights on both sides of the hood because since all these lights face directly forward, when you have your four-ways on or what have you, you would never be able to see it from the side. So I added these marker lights on both sides of the hood. So you have four ways, and I have a channel to run the turn signals if you want them, but I don't have them set up just because I don't think you need turn signals for an off-road dump truck, but they're there. We can put up to a channel if you want to run turn signals. And I added lights to the cab. Turn the lights back on. So I got lights on top of the cab. And then it'd be easier just to turn this around. And then on the back end, I made this light bar because it didn't have any lights on the back. And there's your four ways. That's your running light. That's your brake light. And that's your reverse light. And also I have the on the bind button, I made that the flash mode. So you just hit that, you can go through all the different flash modes on it, which is cool. Have it on both ends. And what else? Like again, I'll leave a four ways on. And you can just keep hitting the flash button until you get your four ways back. There we go. I got my four ways back. Let me turn these lights off. I'll show you inside here. Actually, let me show you the sound system next. Let me fire up the sound system. The sound is mixed to its own channel. And I also mixed it to the bed. So it actually idles up the engine when you dump the bed. I'm running a 2-cell pack on it. I think if you ran a 3-cell pack, would be better. Both the dump and the drive would be, much faster. And what else? Oh, and then just inside the cab, let me get the sound system off here. Yeah, I fixed these. They're just plastic, so I made them as strong as I could to remount those ladders. There's where I said just a little bit of paint's come off there. So I'll see if I can mix something up and match that color of paint close enough, because there's also some on the step over here where some of the paint had gotten rubbed off. But There's a ton of room in here. I put your speaker clear up behind the grill facing backwards, and that's got that 30-pound double back tape, so that speaker's not going anywhere. Charlie, no. And there's your electronics. There's plenty of room. You could probably fit a battery even bigger. This is a 5000 2S pack. You could fit a pretty good sized pack in there. A lot of room under the hood, you know. So I think that's. Oh yeah, remember how I had mentioned that I was surprised they didn't have any limit switches for the steering? They actually do. There's 3 wires that goes in here. They call it a MIDI steer control electronic device. I've never seen one before, but it's pretty clever. It actually has its own 3 lines that goes over to this potentiometer that's mounted in the steering, and there's a programming button on it. You just set it up the programming. You put your steering all the way to one side and you hit the button, and then you put the steering all the way to the other side and hit your programming button again. That calibrates the steering for it. Seems to work pretty good. And oh, like I said too, the slop that was in here, as you can see, there's like, get a better view here. There's really no slop in there, but it still pivots easily. So I just tightened up that nut and bolt that holds that joins that. But it's pretty nice. There's no slop in it, and it pivots real nice. So that's it. You got your on-off switch, which was already there. I didn't add a charging jack, seeing as it's so easy to reach. I can add one if you want one, but there's really no point when everything's so wide open when you open the cab. And that's it. She is all done. I will. I'll talk to you tonight, actually, Adam.